Hey everybody, Sean from Media Assault here, and this week I wanted to review a movie that it's taken me quite a while to see, and I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but that's 1980's The Fog, directed by John Carpenter. And the reason I'm kind of ashamed to say it's taken me this long to see it is because it's by John Carpenter, who is actually one of my favorite directors. He did, of course, Halloween in 1978, Escape from New York in 1984, The Thing in 1982, Prince of Darkness in 88, and a host of other things that I really have enjoyed. And for whatever reason, it's taken me this long to finally see The Fog. And I actually picked this up, I believe, in November and just got around to watching it tonight. So I'm glad that I finally got a chance to see it. For those of you who don't know, and I'm not referring to the remake in any way, shape, or form because I haven't seen that at all. And I'm kind of interested now to see the remake, but kind of getting ahead of myself. For those of you that haven't seen the original film, I'm not going to spoil anything. But just so you know, the plot of the film surrounds this small town on the coast of California, which is overrun by this fog that seems to contain these zombie-like ghost creatures. And they either coincidentally or not so coincidentally appear on the 100th anniversary of this shipwreck that led to the founding of the town. And that's really all I'll say about the plot. It's a relatively small scale production. When I was younger and I'd heard about this film, I had built it up in my mind to be this big giant, all hell breaks loose in a town where this fog comes and kills everybody. And it's not quite that big of a film, but it is an effective film, albeit on a smaller scale than I had originally envisioned. So it's definitely worth seeing. It stars Tom Atkins, the great Tom Atkins, as I like to refer to him, who's been in many other horror films. Of course, Night of the Creeps. He was in the unfortunate Halloween 3, which is not a bad film, but gets a bad rap because Michael Myers isn't in it. But he was in that and hilarious. He's also in the most recent remake of My Bloody Valentine, I believe, albeit in a very small role, but it's good to see that he's still on film occasionally. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this, of course, prior to her becoming the scream queen of the early 1980s, and of course after her role in Halloween. Adrienne Barbeau is in this film, and at the time I believe she was married to John Carpenter, and she went on to be, of course, in Escape from New York as well. I'm not 100% sure if she's been in any other John Carpenter films. I'm assuming she has been. You can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but Janet Leigh is in this movie. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, and also from the great Psycho is in it. And Nancy Loomis from the original Halloween is in this movie, playing essentially the same character that she played in Halloween, sort of a wisecracking, bitchy, sarcastic woman. But she's funny, and of course, that's okay. This film was the follow-up to Halloween, at least theatrically for John Carpenter. Like I said, it was made in 1979, released in 1980. And all I can say is, really, it's an effective, well-done movie. The lighting and special effects are really kind of cool, especially for how small-scale this production is. The music, which of course was written by John Carpenter, he tends to write most of his soundtracks. He actually performs in a band called the Coupe de Villes, which appear on the soundtrack as well. But the soundtrack to this one kind of reminded me of the Exorcist soundtrack, Tubular Bells specifically. Just reminiscent of it. I wouldn't say it's derivative, but it's very, very reminiscent. And that's really all I have to say about it. I'm really glad I got to see it. The version I got, and I believe there's a different version. There's also like a double feature version of this. This is the so-called special edition by MGM. There is apparently a documentary included on this, although I have not watched that yet. A storyboard to film comparison, some outtakes, There's an original 1980 documentary on the disc, and this is a flipper disc. It does include the widescreen and 4:3 version, full screen version on here, and it does come with a little booklet that's essentially just a piece of paper, but it does include a letter from John Carpenter and some interesting trivia about the movie. I picked this up for $6 at a Half Price Books. It's still brand new in the shrink wrap. Highly recommended if you're a John Carpenter fan and you haven't seen this yet. What are you waiting for? Don't wait 31 years like I did to see it. And as far as a rating goes, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. The only thing I didn't like about it was the somewhat abrupt ending, which just seemed to be a little too clean and neat. But that's just me. So go ahead and check out The Fog, and as always, check out the rest of the videos that I have here on the Media Assault channel on YouTube. And if you're compelled to do so, please subscribe, comment, and rate the video. And appreciate your support for everybody that's been subscribing, commenting, and rating, and just generally watching. Thanks again. I'm nearing 200 subscribers, so I'm looking forward to hitting that mark. And when I do hit 200 subscribers, I do plan to do a giveaway. I have not come up with the details on what I'll be giving away just yet, but look forward to that. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so, and you're one step closer to that giveaway happening. So thanks again, everybody. See you later.